Coach Venables was pretty harsh on himself and self-critical, saying that you guys deserve the criticism you've received for the BCS losses. Do you agree with him at all?
Well, in the end, sure. There's always, anytime you lose, you're going to be criticized. That's how it goes. But in the end, there's always different. There's different stories to all of them, and never right or wrong, or never an excuse. In the end, you need to win. But some of them are three of them are national champions. You lose to the best team in the country. Other ones, you look and I'm looking forward to, hopefully we'll be at full speed. But the last time we were down there, we're without Malcolm Kelly and DeMarco Murray and Reggie Smith and DeMarcus Granger. So that doesn't help you. And other times there's coaching changes. So all of that together, there's a lot of varying reasons and you're playing championship teams. That's the other factor. Everyone just, you're playing a champion of another conference is always an excellent football teams when you're in these games. So, to a degree, sure. To maybe to some other degrees, it doesn't matter. I look, everyone. Well, in the end, that's what's going to happen if you don't win.
But isn't this the ultimate no-win situation for you? Everybody expects you to win. If you lose,
well, in the end, it doesn't matter. We're expected to win all the time, and winning. There's a lot to earn by winning it. So that's what we look at, and they are a good football team. And again, they're on a 5-game winning streak, and these are tough games to win. I mean, heck, it's easy for the players to see. We were favored in the last 2 games and lost when we were in the Fiesta Bowl. I watched 2 years ago Alabama play for the SEC championship, go right down to the wire with Florida and get beat by 14 points to Utah in the Sugar Bowl. So, there's a lot of examples out there for players to understand that you got to be at your best in these games.
I think, though, you're the biggest favorite in the history of BCS since it started. Is that any more added pressure?
No. Doesn't matter. I didn't know that, and doesn't make a difference. So, I don't know. What were we favored in the Oklahoma State game? So, we weren't favored to win, and none of you guys picked us.
Well, that's my point. Wouldn't you prefer that position to one?
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Doesn't make a difference. Those things don't make a difference to coaches and players, as we have to play.
You say none of you guys picked us.
That's what I was told anyway. Oh, you did? Okay, sorry. You're the only one.
Hey, Bob, has anybody played a hurry-up offense against UConn this year?
Oh,
Not necessarily no huddle, but when you guys get in the fast gear and hurry up. Has anybody
I don't know.
tried
West
that?
Virginia can get going pretty good. I can't say that because that doesn't show as much on videotape. You don't get that pace. And I haven't gotten far enough to watch TV copies of their games. So it's hard for me to say right now.
It seemed like that would be an advantage in bowl games when you're playing teams you're unfamiliar with, haven't played. It seems like the pace that you can play at would be whereas Texas, Oklahoma State, people that have seen it 2 or 3 years now, that at least know what's coming. You may not know what's coming until you're actually in the middle of it.
Yeah, hopefully, but hopefully it can be. In the end, though, they have TV copies of games, and there's ways of trying to show examples of how it can be.
That would be incredibly hard to simulate in practice. I mean, you guys are so fast.
Oh, it can be, yeah. It's getting a scout team to go at that pace isn't the easiest thing.
Did Florida come up with two teams at a time? I think was there.
Yeah, some teams have done that.
Yeah.
Any concern that Finch's injury could be something that keeps reoccurring?
No, doctors don't seem to feel that way at all. They feel the pins will help it ensure that it heals properly.
In what was it, 07, after the Fiesta Bowl, you told us at the press conference we may have to re-examine how we do these things. What steps did you guys take? And obviously you're not going to be specific, but whether it's...
There's only so much you can do
yeah.
in the end. You have to practice at a certain time. You have a function to go to. You can't tell the bowl you're not going to it. So, you do the best you can. in the end, you got to play better, you know, and so you get opportunities to make plays, you got to make them, and you can't turn the ball over, and that's the bottom line.
Everybody has a layoff. Whoever you're playing's had a 4, 5, 6 week layoff too. But how does it affect a football team?
Well,
5, 6 weeks off from playing.
yeah, it's just you haven't had the impact that full speed work. The guy carrying the ball all of a sudden's hit at full speed. You know, the pace of the game is just when it's a game situation is no matter what is different than practice, and so to me that's the biggest issue. Same thing with practicing your special teams. All of a sudden it's at Mach speed, and you have to be ready for it and ready to take the collisions and the hits that come with it.
Is it like preparing for the first game of the season?
Not quite, but it's fair to say it's different, you know, because you're not in that rhythm of playing weekly. And it's always a fine line. You know, we've had some years where we scrimmaged and went full speed against each other, and then other years we haven't, and it's just how you balance that with injuries, you know.
Some speculate like this time of year the programs have to deal with guys that maybe thinking about the decision to stay
That's
or go pro. How do you guard
It's a
it?
legitimate factor. You know, juniors and seniors already with a foot out the door. We had a bunch of kids already graduate. They're on to the next step. As soon as they walk out your locker room, they're into something different after that game, and or a junior that's going out early, and that is an issue. In these games is can be hard to manage too. So it's just talking to them about it, reasoning with them to stay all in until after the game, and then start making those decisions. Because I believe even if they already know exactly what they're doing, subconsciously they've got a foot out, as opposed to, you know, waiting.
As you reflect, do you think that was a factor in some of those BCS bowls?
It could have been. You know, for me to say definitely is not fair to say, and again, excuse or not, it hasn't helped maybe in some.
Have you given any thought to the Mark Cuban proposal of throwing money at a playoff, possibly to invite teams?
No. Haven't. Won't
Do you
happen.
even know about it?
I don't know about it, but I won't be coaching when that happens, 'cause that'll be a while.
Bob, you talk about, you know, guys 1 foot out and not knowing or knowing and 1 foot out. Doesn't seem like this team has got too many of those guys. You don't have a lot of seniors playing.
No,
And
it doesn't seem like.
you don't have a lot of juniors that you got
Right.
a couple of 3 that might need to be making that decision, but you've had a lot more you had teams with a lot more guys in
I
that
have.
situation than this year.
It's fair to say, and hopefully these guys will remain all in and focused, because they've been a great group that way. That's been their strength, has been their attitude and their focus and their willingness to work and look forward to the game. So hopefully that'll remain here through these next few weeks.
In talking to Landry, he said he's made a lot of progressions through the year. What have you specifically noticed in his development this year?
No, just I think confidence and even becoming more relaxed, not pressing so much, and, you know, just feeling more comfortable.